Hello, my friends. We're back. It's the end of year 5. We're going to go right into it in reverse alphabetical order. Let's get to it. First up, it's Andrew Wood at Inter. 11 grand a week again, still on that breakthrough prospect. That's insane. He's listed for loan, and there's lots of teams interested all over Europe and all in good leagues. Italy, Portugal, Belgium, Turkey, France, Germany, Spain. How much game time has he gotten? He's up to 18 caps and 7 goals in international play. How's that doing in comparison to what he was last season? Last season he had 4 caps and a goal, so he's been on a bit of a run. 14 goals, or 6 goals and 14 additional caps is not a bad rate of return, if you ask me. Plays 1-2s, does not dive into tackles. Can't remember if that's new or not. Okay, I was like, relegation? Relegation from the Italian under-20 Primavera. Oh, 1. What's Italian for 1? Old lady plays will know. Last season, 2 league substitutions on a 6.8, 14 international starts, 6 goals, and an assist, with only 1 player of the match on a 6.91. And then some under-20 experience. 7 starts, 2 subs, 6 goals, 2 assists, 7.58. So he's doing great. The under-20s got relegated despite him playing pretty well at that level. And now he wants to be loaned out. Same contract that he signed. So nothing has changed there. He's good for another 3 years. Has he had like some crazy injuries? Because that's not a ton of like under-20 time either, right? Moderate. He hasn't had like a crazy injury. Well, I did have a request in the comments. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was that asked that I spend some time on the international page now that they're starting to get international experiences, so we'll do that. Unused substitute. So he's making the bench for Inter, and then he is starting pretty much at the international level. So you can take a look at that. You could pause if you have a deep interest. You got a brace against Burkina Faso, goal against Ghana, Egypt, and Sierra Leone. A goal and assist against Malawi. You know, he's doing all right. I like that they've added I don't remember this being here. The expected goals on the international stage as well is kind of interesting. Just taking a look at what kind of games are we talking here? He's had 14 games, so it's got to be all these. The African nations. Okay, 3rd place playoff. They got knocked out by Nigeria. Okay, and last season, qualification for that and World Cup qualification, 3rd round group 6. Okay. All right, they're 1 point off top in World Cup qualifying. So, you know, Andrew Wood's got a chance. You're saying there's a chance. He's worth $8.5 million. And then the last thing here from a development standpoint, only 1 technical development, and that's heading going from a 12 to a 13 to a 14, I should say. And then 3 mentals, anticipation, leadership, and work rate all up by 1. It's all physical development heading into his 21st birthday. His acceleration, balance, natural fitness, pace, stamina, and strength all up by 1. So like not terrible. You would hope. Inter's got good facility, right? They got pretty good facilities. They've got superb training and youth facilities, right? I understand the youth facilities is like for the people coming in. Okay, cool. But still, they got superb facilities. You'd think if he only got 7 starts and 2 subs at the under-20 level, he's on the bench on the senior team all season, gets 2 substitute appearances. You'd think he would have developed a little bit more. I mean, I guess with physicals, maybe this is just the year that his physicals go up, but that's kind of interesting to me. Inter as well finishes the season. Okay, I wasn't sure if the calendar turnover was like it's 8th. Oh dear, but they finished 2nd. So you know, not bad. He just needs some minutes. I really hope he gets loaned. Andrew, do you have a preference as to where your loan goes to? Here's your options again. You can pause and leave a comment. The rest of you can comment too, but Andrew's in the comments a lot. Next up is Josh Payne, still at Juve. Last time we saw him, though, he's on 48 grand a week. He's up to 86. How? How did he go from 48 to, was it like a wage after reaching club games? Let's see, what did he do? Okay, he got 13 appearances last season. Okay, if we add them up, okay, he's got 8 more league there. Whoop, I guess it adds it up here now, doesn't it? So is that 13 and 8, 21, 22. Maybe he had a thing where if he 20 games that he got a raise, and he's got another one after 25 games that goes up to 135 grand. Because that's not a 5% wage raise. It's not like Juve like got promoted, right? And it's a promotion. I'm sure there's something very simple that you all are all going like, dude, of course it was this. And I'm like, sure. Oh, torn groin muscle, out for a month. That doesn't seem like a long time for a tear of a muscle in your groin, but that's just me. Ouch. But he's able to bounce back from that. Again, I mean, we can look at last season, 2 starts, 11 subs. He got an assist. He's on a 6.73. You got 4 cup subs, 3 continental subs. The cup on a 7.05 with a goal, and the continental on a 6.3. We'll hope that was one really bad game, and the other 2 subs were so short he didn't get a rating. Otherwise, it's not very great from a long-term standpoint. Good for another 3 years. Tries clear balls often, plays 1-2s, dictates tempo, likes ball played in feet, likes to switch ball to wide areas. I think some of those are new. They did the double. They won the cup and Serie A. I'm just trying to, in my head, I'm going 48 to 86 is almost doubling. But why? All right, let's look at the attributes. Now, here's a guy, Josh Payne. He didn't get any additional international caps, which is a tad surprising. Oh, I wonder if he had no, it couldn't have been international appearances. I just said that. It wouldn't have gone up. Maybe it's like 5% plus he got to a new wage. Anyway, I'm befuddled. But here's the guy actually utilizing the facilities that are available to him. So these are all up by 1. Okay, I got to look at my spreadsheet here nice and close here. Finishing, first touch, free kick taking, long shots, penalty taking, tackling, all up by 1. Decisions, flair, leadership, vision, all up by 1. And then on the physical side, pace, stamina, and strength, all up by 1. He looks like a tasty little advanced playmaker, if you ask me. Or is he deep lying? I think we have somebody that's a deep lying. No, he's an advanced playmaker. Yeah. Sometimes used as attacking mid. Right. Okay, so here, wait a minute. Okay, it's a 6.4. Yep. So that's one of those continental starts that didn't go so hot. Actually, let's do it this way. That said he got 3. Must have been the first, like in the fall in the group stage. But yeah, that's not great. That means he's actually averaged a 6.3. I mean, and again, in like 45-minute each time kind of spans. But aside from that, I mean, he's being used as an advanced playmaker. So when they are using him, they're utilizing obviously all those tasty green attributes. We just need him to get a little bit better. It doesn't look like they're going to loan him out. He's not listed for a loan. He's not like asking for a loan or anything like that, which is kind of surprising. I mean, it's one of those, he's kind of on the brink, right? You get 13 appearances, but 11 of them are subs. So like, it's not like they're not utilizing him at all. It's just like, you really want him to start like upping that ratio, like 5 starts or 8 starts, kind of going in that direction. But I guess he's happy. He's making 86 grand. He doesn't want to rock the boat. He's like, that's fine. Use me sparingly. It's good for my legs long term. Next up is Brian McGee. He had the big move to Tottenham last time. He was on 46.5. He's up to 48.5 on a fringe player. Ooh, he was on a squad player when we last saw him. So he's kind of been demoted. That's not ideal. He's wanted for loan by Borussia Mönchengladbach and Fortuna Düsseldorf, which is interesting. He's not listed for loan. His contract is the same length of time. That's not good that he's gone down. Did they buy somebody else, to like fill in the squad a little bit? He got 6 starts. I wonder if he started the season like that. Like if it was like at the beginning of the season and then somebody came back from injury or something like that. But after that, one sub, I mean, again, I'm assuming it's after that. We'll have to take a look. 6.61 with one cup starting on 6.5. 12 international starts on a 6.82. So he's doing much better on the international stage than he is actually for the club, which is, you know, not exactly what you want to do. So he had a groin strain in January for 3 weeks. And then he had a twisted knee, but we probably saw that last time. So did Tottenham go out? They bought Harvey Elliott from Rangers. There's some news. Let me just check these real quick. I'm just kind of curious who the other left back is. I can't find, like, none of the players they bought, there were some center backs that one of them could play left back, but Reguilon was already here. And yes, he was injured, out for 3 months in January of last season, but that was before they... When did they sign Brian? In June of that year. So that isn't directly related. It's not this guy because he's relatively new and he's definitely a center back. The only thing I can think of is Brandon Williams has earned himself some additional time. Brandon was already here and didn't have any like terrible injury where he was out, but I wonder if they just are using him as like an inverted wingback on the left side, and he's hogging those minutes on the left and right because he got 18 starts and 5 subs here in league play. There's not really anybody else that plays left back, so I'm not sure what's digging into Brian's time here. That's curious that he's gone down, right? Again, you know, you might say 6 starts and a sub in the Premier League is great when you're a squad player-ish, but that's definitely more fringe player, so they've demoted him. I'm curious what that means long term. That makes me nervous for him. All right, let's check the attributes here, and we'll look at the international form. His tackling went from a 16 to a 15. That's not good. He did have some increases: determination, work rate, stamina, and strength all by 1, but again, that's really not enough development with state-of-the-art training facilities getting some playing time. Now, you could argue, did he get any? He definitely had some under 23 or 20 or 21 or whatever it is friendlies, because he had 17 friendlies or non-competitive games he played in on a 6.86. But, does he get loaned out? Like, is he kind of out of favor, or does he bounce back? What do you think is going to happen with Brian McGee? And then the last thing here, we'll take a look at, because he picked up, 10 caps here. Okay, World Cup qualification. Okay, if we go back 10, let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all of them. So he's played every time Chile has played, he has participated. Now, it's not gone fantastic, if you look at it that way. Okay, so we had a game against, that's the Chilean team, but he played against Paraguay, and we have a player from Paraguay whose name escapes me right now. They are at the bottom of the World Cup qualification group. Sorry, Brian. All right, next player. Move on. Let's go. All right, my friends. It's Mr. Kev. He's still with Montpellier. He's gotten a 1.75 grand raise, which is not fantastic, but it's something. He's got 9 extra caps and 9 extra goals. Whoa. Okay, we'll have to take a look at that. He's up to 5.25 million. He was worth 2 million, so that's increased quite nicely. Is that contract new? Yes, contract was extended. It was a 2027 originally, so that was 2 years from now, and now it is 4 years from now. He signed it this February. Active relegation release clause, 41.5. So apparently, Montpellier, after having been in Ligue 1 for a long time, competition did not complete. What does that mean? Please hold while I look at that. No, the competition did complete. I think I remember that as a bug where it shows that the leagues didn't actually complete because it's, you know, the whole thing we have all been experiencing for the last, whatever it is now, 20 months, or no, 14 months in the world that I'm not going to mention the word of. But it did complete, and they go down by 2 points. That's not great. Although you could argue, maybe that means now that he's a regular starter, he can, like, hopefully knock in a bunch of goals and, like, raise his profile a little bit. What do their facilities look like these days? They've got good training facilities, not even great. Is it time for a move, Pekka? Can the agent, like, get some stuff going? Except that he thinks Teji Sanavia is an inspired leader with his bleached blondish gray hair holding down the... Is it gray or is it bleached? I can't tell. So he likes the captain. So that's, I guess, something. Let's take a look here. Injuries. Nothing crazy. Did I remember he got loaned? He got a start in 7 subs with a goal and a 6.68 in league play. So my guess is they loaned him in January. 2 cup subs on a goal on a 7.2, 6 international with 7 goals, 2 assists, 2 players of the match on a 7.72. Again, we'll look at that. But then they loaned him to Standard Liège, where he also got 1 start and 6 subs instead of 7 with an assist on a 6.83. That's not fantastic. And a cup sub on a goal on a 7.4. And then it's adding the international together. So 9 international starts, 9 goals, 2 assists on a 7.66. That's not been the most productive loan situation, right? Like, you're hoping he gets loaned to actually get some playing time. He actually gets 1 less substitute appearance than he had playing for Montpellier. Now, could it have been more minutes? Maybe. Or no. He plays... Okay, this is... Okay, yeah. He plays... His last appearance on the bench is on January 25th, and then we'll see that he got loaned out after that. So, looking at these, he goes on, and they... You know, he got some okay minutes. And then... Why can't I see... Standard. He did get loaned, right? It's only going to show the international stuff. Well, that's a bit odd, isn't it? Shouldn't it show his Standard Liège loan? That was last season, right? 24-25. Yes. It should be showing up, but it's not. I don't know. Somebody if somebody leaves a comment, make sure you check the comments. If somebody leaves a comment that says, here's how you see that, I will go back and take a look at it. But I'm not really seeing that. Dominican Republic. World Cup qualifications. So they beat Barbados, and that got them to the 3rd round Group A. Lost to Costa Rica, drew with Guatemala. Okay, that's 4 games. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in here. Maybe he missed one of the friendlies or something like that. All right. I mean, at least he's in the mix, right? At least he's in the mix. So... Does he get sold? He's not gonna. No one's gonna pay $41.5 million for him because of the relegation clause. But does he stick around and help them get promoted and, like, knock in a bunch of goals and in doing so raise his profile? I think there's a chance of that. Let's check a look at those attributes to see if anything crazy has changed. On top of that, he really developed. I'm so befuddled. Anyway, dribbling, heading, long shots, marking, passing, penalty taking, anticipation, determination, leadership, teamwork, vision, work rate, acceleration, agility, balance, natural fitness, pace, stamina, and strength, all up by 1. The only thing that didn't increase on the physicals was his jumping reach. Although he did gain 2 pounds, so, like, I am tracking that. Runs with the ball down the right. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think he should stay at Montpellier and knock in a bunch of goals and help them get promoted? I don't think he's good enough to get poached by somebody. He's obviously not good enough to go get loaned out and earn, like, a bunch of minutes. I'm really confused by that. So we'll have to see how it turns out for Mr. Kev. Thanks for your support. Mr. Liam Flanagan has made the move to Fiorentina from HNK Gorica from $2,000 a week to 40.5. Get in, son. Get in. 26 starts. He slotted right into a Serie A team. They paid 11 and 3/4 of a million euros for him. And he did a 6.99. 3 cups starts as well on a 6.77. 8 international starts on a 7.11. No substitutions for this guy. At least not subbing on. He may be getting subbed off, but he's playing center back. He's holding down. He's one of their 2 or 3, my guess, center backs. Let's take a look. Are they playing a back 2, back 3? They're playing a back 4. Center backs is what I meant. Back 2 center backs. So he is one of those 2 holding down the fort for him. He was valued at 2.7 million. He's up to 18.25. So they've, part of that is obviously the length of the contract and moving to Serie A from Croatia and whatever. But that's not a bad move, right? He comes right in. They stay up because it's still showing here as Serie A. He gets 26 starts. I'm curious why it's only 26. Oh, twisted ankle, pulled hammy, bruised thigh. Or no, that was prior to that. Okay, so he has, what was that, a month and a half total that he misses the season. Probably has to come back from some of those injuries, get worked back into the squad, get his match sharpness up in some under 20 games or something like that. But he does all right. He did have 6 caps, and now he's got 14. So that was probably the same competition, but we'll take a look at it as well. That's not bad for a center back, if you ask me. I'm gonna take a look at his attributes here first. Lots of juicy development here from Mr. Liam Flanagan. Corners, dribbling. Again, we're ball playing defender is up to a 7 dribbling. Get in, son. Heading up to a 13. Marking, passing, technique, all up by 1. Anticipation, concentration, decisions, flair. Flair? Okay, go on. Ball playing defender. Leadership, teamwork, vision, all up by 1. He had a couple in the physicals that went up by 2. Let me check here. It's not the first 3. Acceleration, agility, and balance, all up by 1. But his maybe it was just the strength. So his pace and stamina up by 1. His strength goes up by 2. I think he looks like a tasty little center, or big center back. He's not really little now, is he? 6'3", 18 jumping reach, and 14 heading. So he's not just that guy that can jump but can't do anything with it. He's actually pretty decent with the ball coming off of his forehead or something like that. He's got really good first touch. Dribbling, not so much, but the passing and vision are really good. His technique is really good. His tackling is really good. Ball playing defender. Surely that's where they're using him, right? Because that's his favored position. Yes, get in. That is interesting. Now he's not, he's not the assist man, as it were, with his ball playing skills, but he's doing all right. And then for Paraguay, he got injured in the 66th minute against Ecuador. But aside from that, he's doing all right. He's essentially starting every game for them. Fiorentina, where did they finish? They finished 11th. So, in my Reggio Adace save, Fiorentina kind of became a team that went up and down. So maybe he can help solidify that back line and keep him there. From a Paraguay standpoint, I can't remember how many games he had, but let's look. Argentina, Ecuador, and then, he lost to Chile, is what it looks like. Or no. He did not lose to Chile. He was not there. Did he get hurt in the Bolivia game? Yes. If he'd been there, Chile wouldn't have had those 3 points. It doesn't really matter is what it looks like. Paraguay's on. They're so close to getting that massive Q right next to their name to qualify for the World Cup. We'll have to keep tabs on that, my friends. Again, if there's anything that I'm not catching here that you want to see or point out, make sure you leave a comment below. And if you're this far in, if you wouldn't mind to stop and hit that like button, it really does help the channel. Seriously. And subscribe if you're new. Or tell a friend if you're not. Huh? Yeah, let's go look at the next player. All right, it's Peter Doyle. When we last saw Peter, he was at Braga, and he wasn't really starting. He was a fringe player for 2 seasons. Prior to that, he's been a breakthrough prospect. He was on 2.1K a week. He's up to 4.7 an hour regular starter. So that's, an improvement. He's not gained any weight or gotten any taller. I'm going to probably stop mentioning that unless I really notice it. But he's got 10 more caps and a goal. So that's something. What are we thinking? He's now a regular starter. Did he get more than 15 appearances last season? No, 14. I was close. 10 starts, 4 subs, 2 goals, and assists on a 707. But he's kind of like, okay, I'm here, guys. I'm here. Please use me. Now, he did get some time with Braga B. Looks like just one game. which is maybe it was like an injury thing or like a really important game for them, something like that. 4 cup starts and a sub on a 7-1-4. 2 continental starts with 3 continental subs on a 6-7-2. It's not terrible. And 10 international starts with a goal on a 6-9-3. But that 10 starts and 4 subs on a 7-0-7 in the league play is what we wanted to see, especially after, 2 starts and 8 subs on a 6-5-6. So he's kind of, that's massive. Like, that is a massive turnaround. That's earned him some, what is it, a contract extension? Yes, that was slated into 2027. So in September of last year, they bumped him up. Probably that's when they gave him the regular starter minutes, maybe? Or maybe in January after they sold somebody. Who knows? He's got a minimum fee release clause of $9.5 million. They paid $10.5 grand for him, so that's a good value, although that's more than 9 times what he's currently worth. So might be a little ambitious there, but is this kind of like, okay, Peter's back in the mix now where like he's going to start playing, and does that help his development? So let's check those attributes and see how he's done thus far. Despite that, he got a lot more minutes. Peter only had 3 attributes go up. Free kick taking, technique, and off the ball, all up by 1. That's not that fantastic, let's be honest. Where are they using him most? Midfield right as a winger. So were they playing like a 4-4-2, something like that? It's not an attacking mid right. At least for all going back to February that we can see. And it looks like he's starting. He started a bunch of games. Then he was not picked, or he was on the bench as a substitute. And then he started, and 3 days later he came on as a sub. Okay, so there's kind of some fixture congestion here. On as a sub on April 6th, then off in the 56th minute on April 12th, and then he started the next game on the 21st. So, okay, he's done okay. And for Equatorial Guinea, he is playing as an attacking mid, except for the most recent games when they looked to have switched to maybe to a 4-4-2, something like that. But he's starting all of those games and doing just fine. Did I check the injuries? That explains a little bit. Lower back stress fracture, August 16th. So right at the start of the season, lifting weights. Mate, don't try doing 500, okay? Out for a month and a half, and then he has to like work his way back into the squad. So, that I can see, has impacted his season. But at least he's a regular starter now, so like there's a chance. And they're just checking Equatorial Guinea, African Nations Group D. They finished pretty poorly, it looks like. Got some friendly action going. Not been going fantastic, I think you could argue. Right, so I'm still kind of disappointed in Peter's development. I'm hoping this is the season he makes a breakthrough. What do you think? I thought after that first year, I thought, man, this is the kid. This has got to be the kid. Chris Carpenter has moved to Ghent. He's on 12.75 grand a week. He was on 2.5 with Mouscron. He's worth 22.5 million. Wow, he was worth 4.4 the last time he saw him. A star player contract. That's a little. I mean, I guess it's for their level. And he's already won it by Leipzig. He just got there. And he put in 32 straight starts, 7 goals, 7-2-8, no subs. Slotted right in, 9 assists. Let's not forget that. 4 players of the match, 2 cup starts with a goal and assist on a 7.45, plus 6 internationals with a goal, 2 assists, a player of the match on a 7.6. That's not bad. Now, he also has 4 league starts in the same season for Mouscron, so maybe it was like at the end of the first window, right? Like before, the fall season really gets going. He did 4 starts with a goal, 2 assists on a 7.15. When was the contract? Yes, August 25th. So they played him for 4 games and then he signs the contract and leaves. That's kind of interesting. Minimum fee release clause of $42.5 million, which is double his value right now if Leipzig want to come calling, but they do have the optional contract extension. So he's got a 4 or 5 year deal if they do the extension. Okay. Ghent has been near the top of Pro League A, 2nd, 4th, 7th, but 12th looks to be way back when, the closest they've gotten to, kind of the relegation zone. The star player thing is amazing because it means he's going to be playing a ton. Either footed, All of this is very, very good. Now, let's check that development, shall we? And then we'll take a look at the international, because he's got 6 more caps and an extra goal, so we'll check that too. Lots of good development. I mean, lots of good corners, crossing, dribbling, first touch, long shots, tackling, and technique, all up by 1 on the technical side. Mentals, it's easier to tell you the ones that didn't go up. Aggression, bravery, determination, leadership, off the ball, and teamwork. Everything else is up by 1. Same thing on the physicals. Everything is up except his jumping reach, just like the last player we saw, right? And I think his strength is also up by 2, just like the last player. So tons of physical development and mental development, and about 50-50 on the technicals. I didn't count it exactly, but now he's got star player. He's at a club that wants him, that's playing him. Come on, runs the ball down the left and knocks the ball past opponents, with the dribbling at a 14. Pretty good pace and acceleration. That makes sense. Where have they used him would be interesting. Inverted winger. Huh. Okay. And that's been like the whole spring season that we could see. Then, of course, he misses the last 3 games of the season because he gets sent off for a straight red in, the 27th minute. Woof. Nepal, however, is using him as I guess he's inverted, but in like a 4-4-2 type scenario. And he picked up these games here from Myanmar up, and absolutely dominating, as you do when you're quite good. What was that for? Asian Cup? Did he play in that? Yes, on a 7.2. They're losing games, but he's like outperforming his team. It doesn't show me the SAF Championship Group B, unfortunately. Okay, they won the Asian Cup qualifying playoff second leg game. Gets in with an 8.2. So it's like Nepal's not very good, but Chris is very good, is kind of what I'm taking away from that scenario. He's all right. I'm interested to see, now that can he get a whole season? I guess the 4 minus the 4 games for the other team, but a second whole season on that star player contract, all the minutes, and hopefully all the development. Joe Bridgman is no longer with Spartak Moscow. He's with PSG. Is Joe the one? Do you think right now, just without even looking at any of these other things up here, is Joe the one? Is he the wonder kid? He's an elite fullback, according to the media description. 160 grand a week on a squad player contract. That's disgusting, PSG. He was on 91 grand as a star player with Spartak Moscow. He's gained 2 pounds. That's all that French baguette that he's eating. And his value has gone from 5.5 to 52 million because of, I'm sure they paid 35 million for him. Slots right in, 34 starts, 1 sub, 1 goal, 2 assists, 7-1-2. Now, maybe his tackling must be very good, obviously, in games, because, when you think elite fullback, I'm thinking, he can, 7 assists, maybe a couple more goals, but he's also got, 7-1-2 average rating, 2.22 tackles per 90 minutes, 81% pass ratio, and 0.89 dribbles per 90. So, he's a fullback, but it's just kind of whoa. Whoa. And it's a 5-year deal. He's got 4 years left. No, release clauses or anything like that. He gets a nice, tasty loyalty bonus. Pekka Whitman is eating very nice in Sweden right now because of this. Any crazy injuries? Pulled groin. Nope. He stayed relatively injury-free. He's at 17 international caps. That's 10 more than last time, so we'll have to check that. I'm guessing that's World Cup qualifying. They did the double. Did the league and the cup, as you kind of expect from PSG, right? That's not really surprising. Let's check the attributes. This is just disgusting. It's just disgusting what moving to a club like PSG does for you. I'm going to tell you the things that didn't increase because they almost all went up. There's a couple of them here that went up by 2. I'm not even going to highlight that because you can see it on the screen. The ones that did not go up: corners, finishing, free kick taking, passing. 4 of the technicals, okay? On the mentals, aggression, bravery, concentration, determination. 4 of the mentals. On the physicals, jumping reach. He had 9 attributes not go anywhere. They just stayed the same. Everything else is up. His decisions are up by 2 to 19. His stamina was up by 1 to an 18. I mean, he is a pacey fullback. Again, maybe it's that his passing isn't, it's, you know, not as elite as the rest of him, the 13 passing and 13 vision. You know, that he's just not gotten that many assists, but it's just like, my goodness, even without banging in a bunch of assists and goals, he still gets that 7+7 rating throughout the entire season, my friends. Now, let's just check. Are they playing him as a wingback? Yes, as a wingback. Oh, he did get half of a game as probably an emergency sub as an attacking mid-left inverted winger. But the rest of the time, he's played as a wing back, which makes sense because he's got the legs. Again, I'm still surprised. Now, maybe not so much now because, you know, he's 21. His crossing hasn't gotten that much better. His dribbling's not that much better. But it has kind of surprised me he's not played as, like, some sort of a winger just because of the pace. But I guess you take the 13 tackling. Again, that could be a lot better if you're talking about an elite fullback. But I guess he can make up for it with the work rate and the ability to physically get up and down the pitch to make up for any mistakes he makes. Let's check out those 10 caps. World Cup qualifying, San Marino, Moldova, Holland, Hungary, Greece. They drew with Ireland. Come on, you boys in green. They drew with them twice. Get up. Oh, that's the European League. That's not rule. You know, oh, and now it's messed up the fixture screen. Oh, what is happening? FM, you're killing me. Oh, there it is. There it is. Is that okay, that's correct. Anyway, they're doing all right. The Lions are doing all right. I guess they won. Yes, they won from Division B. They went up. Ireland, of course, did not because it's Ireland. World Cup qualifying off to a good start. They currently lead their group by 2 points over the likes of Holland, which is kind of interesting. Do you think Joe Bridgman is the highest potential ability player from the start? That's the thing. Did he start with the highest potential ability? Because that's what it looks like it's manifesting. I thought it was somebody else. But Joe has come on incredibly strong, and now he's at a super club, not a super league club, with what their facilities are state of the art is probably going to be. Yep, state of the art. No, superb. They're falling behind there at PSG. Their youth facilities are state of the art, but the regular, just normal facilities are just superb. They got to work on that, but it doesn't look like it matters. Goodness me, he looks like a tasty treat. Gordon, I promise next time we do this, I'm not going to stick anybody in Canada. Somebody left a comment, said, poor Gordon can't even jump over a brick. Which is kind of true. He's still an $8.25 a week. It's the same contract. He's gained 2 pounds. His value's gone up $100,000. He's wanted. They want a loan. Oh, come on, because it's MLS. Yeah. What is it? Montreal? It's no longer the Montreal Impact. It's like Football Club de Montreal, something, because they made a ridiculous decision to rebrand, which is ridiculous. He has 3 more senior team caps. So despite the fact that he's pretty much stuck at Calvary FC, he's getting some attention from the Canadian national team. Okay, 22 starts, 2 subs, 4 goals, 4 assists, 7.15, 3 cup starts on a 7.0. And then maybe we have the typing wrong here. It's 2 starts and 2 subs on a 7.15, or maybe, no, 2024, it could have been earlier in the season. Okay, so then this season he's got 10 starts a sub on a 6.96. He looks fine. It looks like his level. He doesn't look like he's really going to develop. Balanced midfielder, like he's just kind of there. I wonder, is Pekka still his agent? Yep, he's stuck with him. He's stuck with him. Let's check the attributes. His long shots actually went down from a 10 to a 9. His long shots have gone down from an 11 when we first started. It's just slowly degraded. His passing is up to a 13 from a 12. Also up bravery, composure, decisions, leadership, off the ball, acceleration, natural fitness, stamina, and strength. That's not fantastic, really, when you think about it. Or, no, his natural fitness is... Oh, no, it went up. I thought it also went down. I was like, oh, woof. But we really, man, it would be massive news if the Montreal Impact would loan him just to get him a little exposure. We will all cross our fingers for that. Okay, it had to have been in here. He's playing in the friendlies would be my guess. Yeah. It's not going to show us, so it's going to occasionally show us. He comes on as a sub. He's on the pitch with Alphonso Davies. Maybe that's what life for the Canadian national team is like. He starts against Panama on a loss in a friendly. He starts in a win against Guadalupe. I think we kind of know where Gordon's at, right? He really needs a move. He needs that loan and then somebody to notice before it's too late. Or do you think it's too late right now? Leave it in the comments. Last, but definitely not least, it's Greg Baxter. Baxter Greg, as you do. He's still with Nizhny Novgorod. Get in. Did I do it right? In the comments, let me know. He's not even gotten a raise. Same contract, 4.6 grand, still a star player, still always value's gone from 2.9 to 2.7. I do think the physicals are holding him back because he's not very physical. Star player gets 28 starts, 3 subs, and a goal with 6 assists. That's not bad from your midfield, probably holding midfielder. 4 players of the match, 709, 2 cup starts and a 7.6, 7 international starts with a goal and an assist on a 7.56. So he's getting minutes. He's playing. They just probably, okay, they got promoted. I mean, that's good, right? They're the up and down team, and they're trying to, right? And that, I mean, they were down in the 3rd division, and they've worked their way up now to being like really that really good 2nd division team that goes up and then goes down and goes up and goes down. So like he's trying to help solidify them there, but that's also he's kind of slaving away. Like he needs somebody else in Russia at least to notice him. Somebody. Does he know any other languages besides obviously Cantonese? Nope. So he's kind of stuck. He needs Spartak Moscow to come pick him up, essentially. Let's check the good old attributes. Last one. I mean, it's really not that bad from a development standpoint. His crossing and dribbling, his free kick taking, his long shots, marking, passing, and technique are all up by 1. His anticipation, composure, concentration, leadership, positioning, all up by 1. Even the physicals have improved, if not fantastically. His balance is actually down by 1. But his natural fitness is up by 1, and his stamina is up by 1. So again, not your. Who does he remind you of? Because when you look at this, I mean, he's a very interesting player. He can tackle like crazy. He can win the ball back with this tackle, and then he can pick out a pass. Now his vision might not be great, but like when the vision is on, he can place it there with his skill. He's got great first touch, so they could pass it back to him as that holding mid. He's got really good decision making. He's got hard work rate. It's almost like he's that aging, really good midfielder with like the good technical skills, but just like the physicals just are really letting him down. So he's the guy that you like leave leave him in the 6, just leave him there, pass him the ball, and then he'll pick out passes. Is he kind of Michael Bradley? Is Greg Baxter Michael Bradley, just younger? Oh, controversial statement to make there. What are your thoughts? This is one thing I wish Football Manager would do differently. Pekka's not added any other clients. Like, so like the only thing that happens is like the player gets upset and leaves their agent. But like Pekka is a worldwide agent. He's got players now. I mean, look at this. He's got Serie A, he's got Belgium, he's got the Russian Premier League, and then back. He's got PSG, Juve, Inter, Tottenham, and Calvary FC. But like you'd think he would attract some other types of players, or like he might go poach some 14, 15-year-olds and become their agent, like he obviously has with these. Maybe he's just like 10 players is enough for this group of elite players that I'm tracking. But I just think that's kind of odd that it doesn't really flow. The only thing I think we've seen in previous versions of this experiment is the number of players he has on his book goes down because they leave or they retire. So I don't know. I just kind of wish that was a little bit different. Again, from a positioning standpoint, nothing crazy has happened. We're kind of settled in here, I think, to where we're going to be. Our highest value player, of course, is the PSG product, Joe Bridgman. But Josh Payne at Juve not far behind, 31 million. not far behind. It's like 40% or something like that. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. My friends, again, if you've enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, comment. I do read every single one. I can't always reply to every single one. I'm doing a lot of work actually on my old vehicle right now, swapping out a bunch of coolant hoses. And here's a pro tip. This is worth the like if you'll wait for it. If you have a coffee maker or an espresso machine or a tea maker, something that makes hot liquid, and you forget to refill it, but you've got enough liquid to make 1 cup, and you make 1 cup for your wife, and you go to move it to make a cup for yourself, don't grab the metal parts, because I burned the heck out of my pinky this morning. It still feels like it's on fire. So don't do that. That's a life tip. If you enjoyed that life tip or this episode, hit the like button. If you want to tell people about this, post it on Twitter, on Reddit, or whatever. Hit share, do that, and we'll see you next time for the end of year 6. Come on.